going to be walking you through the audition series with Jock McDonald. Jock worked in Hollywood for many years, and he has first-hand experience working with casting directors from Hollywood, and has lots of tricks and neat little techniques to share with you. Enjoy.
Hi, Jock McDonald here, and welcome to part one of your audition. Today, what I want to talk about is some basics that you need to know before you actually get into the process of auditioning. And the first thing is, why do we have auditions? And how is it part of this creative process? Here's the deal. So we get the script, we have producer and directors and cinematographers, and they gather around. And within the script, we have these roles, okay? A script is a story. And these characters are storytellers. They are the people that are going to deliver the story to the audience. Now, when we're sitting there deciding who these characters are, sometimes we immediately have an idea, oh, I know who I want for this role. And then basically you call that person or their agent and you hire them. But there are some roles in this screenplay that we just don't quite know what this person is going to be. And therefore, we need to have an audition. It's important that you know this, because a lot of you think, oh, they know what they're looking for, and it's a game for me to figure out if I can give them what they're looking for. Get that out of your head, okay? If we're having auditions, we truly don't really know what we're looking for. In fact, we're hoping that you come in there and show us the character that we're looking for. When you have an audition in a professional production, you're going to hire a casting director. A casting director is a part of the creative team. It is his or her job to read that script, talk to the director, and get a feeling for the story, not the plot, the story, how the human heart changes, and get a feeling for each of these characters and how they fit in to that story. Her job his or her job from that point on is to bring in a variety of actors that might be right for this part and give the director and producer a group of people to choose from. So the casting director is usually very good at storytelling and is probably the actor's very best friend when you're in the audition process. The casting director wants you to be good. The casting director wants you to bring you in and have you show these people what they're looking for. What is the casting director looking for then when they hold these auditions? There's a few things to understand. The one thing is they're gonna look for interesting actors that are creative, that can be in the moment, actors that come right from their heart and are able to tell a story. All right, it's almost like, are you going to be really interesting? Are you going to be different? Are you going to be a little quirky? Okay, something that the audience is going to attach to. And basically, what we're talking about is something very human, a real human character. Another thing the casting director is looking for is, can you handle this? Can you handle this role? A great way of seeing whether an actor can do that or not is whether they can handle the actual audition process. Can you come in, take control of this room, and tell a story? And then the third thing is, can you literally find the heart of this character? We're kind of done with actors just playing themselves. We want to see an actor that in that audition room literally changes right in front of us and becomes this other character. Okay? So that's kind of what they're looking for. How the process begins is usually you're going to get a call from your agent or maybe even the casting director saying they want you to audition. Then you'll get an email that'll have a breakdown of the story and the roles and also some sides. The breakdown will kind of describe the story and a little bit of the plot. The breakdowns are going to have a little description of each of those characters. It's important for you to understand those are not your how-to manual, all right? They're just ideas. We're trying to give you a feel for it, not an end result. Many actors will come in and they'll deliver that character description okay? Many of them are going to deliver the character description. And the deal is, no, that's just an idea. We want to see somebody that comes in and brings even more than that into the room. They're going to send you sides. Sides are scenes selected from the screenplay that they're going to use to audition you. Now, sometimes you're going to be up for a substantial role, and in that case, they're probably going to give you 3, or at least 3, but maybe even more sides from that screenplay that they want you to do, okay? If it's a small role, maybe you only have a page or 2. If they're going to give you more than one scene, the trick to that is they're trying to see who can tell a story. Basically, one of those scenes is going to come from the beginning of the movie. The second one is going to come from probably the middle of the movie, and the third one is going to come from near the end of the movie. There's a very different energy in each of those parts of a story, the beginning and the middle and the end. The mistake that actors make is they'll play all 3 scenes with the same energy, with the same intensity. Now the casting director realizes you really don't get what a story is. So when you get those 3 sides, look at where they take place in the story. You can tell by page numbers or scene numbers that'll be in those sides. That's going to give you an indication of where we are in this story. We'll talk more about stories later. The important thing for you to do with the sides is to find the story and the heart of the character. Those two are so interwoven. If you find one, you'll find the other. Most important thing is, I want you to read these sides the way you would read a short story or a novel. I want you to read it as if you're fire up your imagination and participate in the story with your heart. Fall in love with all these characters. Fall in love with the situation and where in your imagination this is going to take place. Visualize where you are and who these other people are and how you relate to them. After you've read the sides, you're going to have a first impression. That will always be the story or the heart of the character. That'll be the truth. All right? Your second thought will probably be something like, well, can't be that simple. Don't listen to that, okay? That's probably a defense mechanism in you that doesn't want you to be embarrassing, doesn't want you to get noticed. So that, from that point on, the information you get will be to keep your performance flat and uninteresting. But your first impression, that was the story. The first time you read it and how it affected you as a human being, that's the truth. If you come in there and deliver the description of the character in that breakdown, you will be doing what every other actor in that room will do, probably. What we're looking for is somebody, as I said, that finds the heart of the character, the story, and just comes in and goes. Many times in casting, we're going to have a description of the character. Some actor's going to come in and just do an incredible job. And it's not what we describe, but oh my God, that's it. That's what we're looking for. You have no idea how often that happens. So don't deliver that description. Come in and be creative, be imaginative, and go with your heart wide open, all right? You're going to do something extraordinary. And if you're not right for this part, if you come in there and do an extraordinary job, everybody in that room is going to remember you. I remember another actor told me at one point, remember, you're never auditioning for the thing you're auditioning for. You're auditioning, okay? You're in there to audition. And if you do a good job, down the road, you're going to get a call from somebody who was an assistant director, who's now a director, and he wants you in his movie, all right? Look at it that way. Most important, go into that room and have fun. Go into that room and do the thing we love to do. Act. Okay, now, ready for some exercises.
So we want to give you some exercises so you know kind of what to look for. You know, perhaps you're just starting out. Maybe you're a seasoned actor and you know what works for you, how you like to prepare for auditions. That's great. So here are a few things that you can do before you go into the audition room. So read the script with your heart, the sides with your heart. Do not over-rehearse. What is that? deciding how you're going to say a line, deciding what you're going to do. If they ask you to do more than one take in the audition room and you do exactly the same thing and you say the lines exactly the same way, they'll know you're not ready to tell stories. So do not over-rehearse. You can use a camera so you get familiar with that energy if you haven't done this for a long time. So you don't want to be worried about the camera, there's a lens staring at me. You want to get familiar with that energy, the camera energy close to you. So you can do that at home, use your phone, record yourself a few times. If you have a friend, ask the friend to come over and do that for you. And it's just so it becomes second nature. Also, play with costumes, so you can feel the energy of the character. Play around with it. You don't have to go into the audition room wearing a full costume, but something that makes you feel like the character, whatever that is, whatever you think that is. So play around with those things. We have 3 sets of sides at the bottom of this email that you can use to test some of these little tricks. And tomorrow, you're going to be receiving the second video of the series, and that's going to be about what happens in the audition room. See you then.